Yes, guys, welcome back to another episode on Boosted Developments. Excuse the hair. I don't know what's happened to it. That bit's been stuck up for about 4 days now. Washed it, everything just keeps pinging up. It's like I had a Viagra. But let's not worry about the hair. I've come in today, hoping to start it today. In a minute, actually. I'm going to fill up the fluids and hopefully we're going to get it running in a minute. Yeah, so I'll tell you what I've done when I've just arrived. Obviously, I crack straight on. I don't. Sometimes I film before I start. Sometimes I just crack on. And whereas I had the bits in my hand, I thought, do you know what? Let's crack on. Right, so as you guys know, I needed a fuel filter. There's a Torx micron filter. I can't remember how many microns it is at the moment. But yeah, that's done. Done the return line from the turbo. All done. All solid, all PTFE'd up. Got to tighten this up now. Once I've tightened this, I'm going to fill it with liquids. Fill it with oil, I mean, because obviously the engine hasn't got any oil. Fill the gearbox with some gearbox fluid. And then put some vacuum on to obviously stop all the vacuum hose and all the boost leaks, all the vacuum leaks or whatever. And then I'm going to go for the first start. Obviously, you guys know I didn't build this engine. I purchased this engine as fully forged. It is fully forged. I've checked it, obviously. Guy seems spot on, down to earth guy, young lad. But obviously, I went up to his house again, so I don't think he's going to exactly rip me off. Gives it me for a good price, which I was happy about. And yeah, we're going to hopefully have a perfectly running engine and a perfect setup for 10s. So looking forward to it. I'm going to get to it now and get this started. All right, so I've got gearbox fluid put in, and I'll put the bottles over there now, but can't I'll take a lot of gearbox fluid. Jesus, took, how many was it then? So that's the fourth one, but I had one that was half full, so nearly 3 of them, nearly 3 whole litres of it. Got my oil in. So, yeah, and obviously buttoned up all the vacuum lines. Now I'm gonna put a battery on. I'm gonna take the dizzy off actually for the time, just so that there's no spark or anything. And then I'm gonna upload my base map to it, and hopefully we can get some start. Hopefully it'll be all good. I'm obviously going to crank it with the dizzy off a few times. Pull this line off, make sure the turbo's getting oil feed, and things like that. So, wish me luck. Let's go. Man, this bloody bit of it, I can't. What is this? Every time I do a bit, I was doing my nut in that. Please just try not. There we go. Right. I've been a bit naughty. I've not filmed what I've done and where I'm at. Sorry, but as I said, as a one-man band, sometimes you want to get on and get stuff done. And this bone's right, it's good. Anyway, right, first things first, I'll turn the camera around and I'll show you what happened. As you can see, we have a bit of fuel spray everywhere. Right, that was the first issue. So when I primed the car, it leaked from here. Still might be a little weep on there still, I'm not sure. That was very wet, so I'll have to check in a bit. And it pissed out of all the injectors. Well, I think this one wasn't leaking, but all the others were. Anyway, what I found out is anyone else who's fitting injectors and rails and blah 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 blah, you have to get the rail to sit right with the injectors, so it can't be too much one way, too much the other way. It's got to be perfectly flush, obviously, as you'd have thought, but I mean, it's got to be straight. So if you just put it on and do the bolts up here, there's a higher chance it's going to kink back without you knowing. And then obviously that's what happened when I tightened them up. Schoolboy really, it sprayed out everywhere. So I had to put a couple of, I don't know if I'll be able to get in there for you to see it. Anyway, behind there, behind the 10mm you can see there, I put a couple of washers in between the inlet and the rail to prop it up a bit and straighten it out. Seems to have done the trick. I've not done that bolt up, I guarantee. I'm going to have to tighten that one up now because we don't want no fires in here. As I said, I'm doing this live with you guys, so like there's no in between, get it right, blah, 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 blah. So, yeah, that's tight. Right, hopefully that sorts that little week, or it might have been from before, I'm not sure. So, yeah, anyway, had that, sorted that issue. Then what else did I do? Obviously I took the dizzy off and uploaded the base map, and I thought, let me crank it. And it come up with an engine code, ELD, electrical load detector. Cannot remember what that is at the minute. My memory's shocking with all this sort of stuff, as you know. And yeah, so now I'm cranking it, didn't want to crank, and I thought, what have I gone wrong? Typical what I've done on the K20 as well. Earth. So I need to put a couple of earths on it. I put a couple of earths on it, uploaded my base map that I've made. I said I was going to use Jesse's base map, but I messaged him a little while back and he's been a bit busy. I know he's got a lot going on. He's got his family and that, so I didn't even keep on at him. But yeah, so I made my own base map myself, just to get the car running, just to make sure everything's good. It's going down to him on the trailer anyway, so yeah, it don't matter too much. But yeah, and I've done all that, and I've cranked it over. She's loud, she does work. So sorry I've not give you the first live start up. Now I'll show you. I only run her for 2 seconds because when I run her, I had the oil feed in a bottle. Where's the bottle? Somewhere. Anyway, I had to weigh in the bottle to check that I was getting oil to the turbo and things like that, and everything was rosy. So let's start up again and hear if there's any more funny noises. No leaks. There we go, she lives. I think obviously I'm not a tuner, I'm not a mapper. Maybe my map might be a bit rich, or hopefully not a bit lean. I've got to get a bung welded in there for the AEMY band to check everything. Quick start. From what I see on the fuel tables, that shouldn't hurt, it should be fine. But yeah, I think it's running a bit fat by the sounds of it, maybe a little bit too much fuel. But other than that, I'm happy. She's alive. So let me start again. I didn't see the turbo spooling properly. Let's have a ganders. Oh yeah. Ball bearing back. As you can hear. Oh yeah, ball bearing life. So yeah, she starts, she runs, she's good. Now, time to button up the rest of her. So happy with that. All right guys, so I'm under the front of the car now. Obviously we've got it started and running. I put that to rest, I'm happy at that at the moment. So I can worry about other things now, like getting the rest of the car prepped. So I'm under the front of the car on the wishbones, and obviously, as you can see, traction bar. I'll explain what happens now. So obviously, these wishbones ain't like DC2s. I think even EGs you might be able to bolt to, but whereas this is an EJ9, these are the brackets that they're meant to bolt straight on, but they don't, because obviously it's an EJ9 and they don't bolt on here, unfortunately. So what you have to do is, actually even on EK9s, I remember, so I was just thinking about my EK9, you have to do this as well, because I can't do it before, obviously I could weld at all or anything like that. So you have to measure up where the bar goes. Show you. So obviously it's only rough one-handed. So that's where the bar goes on mine. And Obviously this traction bar makes a massive difference. Those who know about what you're on about, you know how good they are. So obviously, yeah, you measure that up. You obviously, when you get to the other, once it's all done, you do one side to the alignment how you want it. Then once it's all done, you measure it and get it right on the other side as well, so it's in the right position. Obviously the bar comes from this fitment to that fitment, and then you weld, so you chop a bit out of the wishbone. It's still hot, might be hot still. Yeah, you chop a bit out of the wishbone, which is what I've done. The joint as it seams together. And then obviously you'll clean this up, and then you'll chop the bracket also that comes with it, chop it down here, and then you'll weld this part onto there, just so you got the, just basically so you got the lugs to put the bar on. So yeah, obviously you need to, if there's any gap left over between the seam, you'll need to seal it, because obviously that's the strength of the wishbone. But that's the only way you can fit them, guys, on these wishbones. Otherwise you have to get other wishbones, and it's more of a headache sourcing them wishbones. So I'm just going to keep my standard ones, and obviously I can fabricate enough to get that welded on there. So yeah, once I've done and I've got it all bolted up on one side, I'll show you the finished product, and if there's anything else I need to go through, I'll go through it with you. Okay guys, so I've packed it on, packed on the weld. Don't really see it. Yeah, give it a good old load of weld on there. It seems really tight to me. I welded it literally all the way around, because obviously if I'm banging burnouts or slicks and that, this is going to be taking a lot of yeah, a lot of grunt. So I'm gonna try and bolt this up now, and that'll be one side done. All right guys, so she's all mounted, both sides. You can see that is more solid than anything. There's no rattling, no wobbling on that. All done. One side. All done. Two side. So the whole car's moving. She's absolutely solid. That is going to work wonders when down the strip. So that's why it's called a traction bar. This reduces wheel hop. So if you're doing a launch with slicks, obviously the cars usually bounce, don't they? This does a massive part on reducing wheel hop. So if you work out the physics behind it, the wheel's spinning this way, and then this, instead of this having nothing here to like restrain it at all, this bounces. Whereas if this has got this here, this has got to make the whole, like, instead of the wishbone just bouncing, the physics behind it, this now has to make the whole front of the car hop instead, which is obviously a lot more weight and a lot heavier and a lot harder to do. So it should theoretically put more traction down. We'll see how long it holds up. Obviously use my old cheap electric welder, but we'll see how we get on. But it's all done. Now I'm going to look to make some sort of bracket to mount this. Yes, so another part of this same episode is dragging on a bit. I hope everyone had a good weekend. It's now the Monday. Excuse me, I got my lunch around my face. Started filming late today because I just absolutely wanted to crack on and get the stuff done. Yeah, basically I want to show you what I've done at the minute, which ain't much today. Well, as you can see, I'm now going to chuck a time lapse in of the radiator. So I've got the radiator fan mounted. Now the radiator is fully mounted, and then I've made a bracket for the throttle cable. the new slimline rad fans on. That's all plugged in, plugged up properly. So that's all done there. And I've made this bracket, as you can see. And that, obviously gonna sit here. Tell you what, I swear there's a ghost in here. Our last couple of times we've been filming, things have just been moving about everywhere. But anyway, yeah. So that obviously will bolt there, and then that's gonna go through. I've just painted it, that's why I've not fitted it yet. I was just letting it dry. But yeah, she should be solid and 10 times better than the other little crappy thing I've done for the time. So that's literally what I've done today. I've been in here about 2 hours doing this. It's because all these niggly bits, and it's just a nightmare this was. Doing this, and then I didn't have the right drill bit size because I couldn't have one big enough for this, and I'd sort of wedge it about, and then obviously I fitted this 45 as well, which I didn't add. So obviously before it was kinking, and obviously I just strapped it in there. Can obviously have it down like that a bit, but that's the best I can sort of get it. And obviously taking off the down pipe, ready to, well, the up pipe should I say, ready to have the wideband welded in, which I'll be doing in a bit. I'm gonna obviously try and chop that down as well and get the bonnet side of things done today. Try and basically, I just want to get all the fabrication side of things done today. And obviously I've got to get the gate mounted exactly how I want. So, and then once I've done that, I'm going to mock up the boost pipes, tape them in place and mark them with a marker as well, so everything is good. And then that'll be all of this done. I want to be out, hopefully, fingers crossed, I want to be able to drive it out of here today. Obviously without the interquarter pipes, just so I can sort of move the car back, and then I'm going to start getting all the pictures for the B18 up for sale and the bits that will be going with it. Bear with me, guys. Well, guys, after probably a couple of hours of faffing about, I've got this side pipe mocked up, ready for Carl to weld. I'll see if I can only weld, I'll do it myself. Yeah, so that's how she is, coming down there. I've chopped this on purpose. I'm gonna smooth this off a bit more because I want these pipes to be tight as possible. Yeah, so it goes across like that. And obviously I had to have one joiner in it, because if I want to take it off, if it's a straight pipe, it won't work. So I've put the joiner there. Yeah, and that's how she's gonna be. Like that on that side. Obviously, once it's all together, it'll be a lot better, like welding that. But that's how that part's gonna be. This side, I haven't worked it out yet. As I said, these boost pipes take ages. I don't know why B-series ones take as long. Like my K-series done it in about half hour. So, yeah, I'm gonna get all these mocked up. I think this one's a bit easier because pretty sure I can sort of do almost a complete straight one like that. I'll have a look what I can do, and then I'll see if that goes in there like that. Yeah. Right, okay. Anyway, I'm gonna crack on with the rest of these because it's taken a lot of time, longer than I thought. That's that bracket all fitted, I've done. Perfect, that is. No problems with that, solid. So yeah, we'll crack on. She's alive off her own power, guys. It's hot. Woo. Sorry, there's not been much talking, guys, and a lot of cracking on. Got her practically where I need to be, really. A lot's been done, on and off camera. I'm going to go through now what's happened today and what's left to do and blah, 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 blah. Right, let me talk you through it now. Okay, so I think I showed it earlier on. I got the intercooler pipes mocked up. You can see them over there ready to be welded. Got this cut down, got this rough hole in my body. I'll talk about that in a second anyway. Yeah, got the dump tube welded up and on. That's the best place I could have it and where best place it could sit. So I mean, to be fair, it don't seem like I've done a lot today, but I tell you what, these niggly jobs take ages, man. Obviously, we started off with the radiator. Now I've done all this and this. I can't remember what else I've done, but obviously I've got sort of where we're at now. Obviously I've done that bracket as well, so that seems that's well solid. That ain't going nowhere. What left to do? Obviously, Carl's going to come and do some welding on the boost pipes. I've got to get the catch tank fitted there. Relocate the battery inside. Obviously, all the interior stuff to do. Under here wise, practically done. I'm going to perhaps make a little bracket for an overflow bottle here and have it nice and tucked out of the way once the pipe's on. I can't do nothing until the pipe's on because obviously I won't have to sort of measure it up, guys. But what else I'm doing? I've obviously got to weld the AFR, the lambda bung in here so I can obviously read my fuel. What else? There's not much under here to do, to be honest. Obviously traction bars all done, as you see earlier on. Intercooler's done. I'm going to probably drop a couple of tabs off here. One obviously going up here, another one going up here. Not happy with that oil feed at all. I think it's terrible, but I mean there's a slight kink in it, but I mean it's not kinked deep into the pipe, so I'm not really worried about that. I've checked and there's oil flowing through, so that's okay. But yeah, we're driving on our own power now and we're out. Now let me talk to you about, you probably thinking, what the hell has he done here? Right, let me explain. Shut this down. Okay, so this fringe pipe is going to be cut lower and have a, what do you call it, have a extension on it. I may even do a teardrop out of here. And this, I've got a plate to go around this. So that's going to look nice on the outside. I'm just debating whether to get my own made plate. Like, I don't know if you've seen Boosted Boys, they have one with PFI speed around it. I might try and see if I can get one with Boosted Developments around it and see if I can get someone to make that for me and laser cut it. But that's why I've not been too worried about that, because I'm on the EK, the red EK case. What we don't know if you remember, the hole I done on the screamer, if you go back a few videos, was completely perfect. There was a really good hole, perfect, and obviously it melted the paint around it anyway. So I thought, you know what, there's no point in cutting a nice neat hole. Butcher a hole, put the plate around it, it'll be fine. And obviously with a bigger hole, it sort of gives me some movement in it, really. So if it wants to go backwards and forwards, if I want to line the bonnet a bit better or something, I've got a bit of movement. So don't worry about that, it's not staying like that. That will look nice when I've finished. But yeah, she's looking mean, man. Looking mean. Can't wait to get her down the strip. Not long now, not long now. I'm gonna start working on this in soon, get rid of everything in there. So I'm gonna wrap the video up there, guys. I hope you've enjoyed another episode, part 3. I'm absolutely sweltering out here. Let me just go inside because I'm gonna drip out here. Can't even talk, I'm that hot. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed part 3. Happy the car's running. Obviously I've not put the rear suspension on, that's why it looks like it's a 4x4. And yeah, it's messy in here, but it's late today. I've had a late one here today. tomorrow I'm gonna come. Got to button up a few things in that car, I think, and then I've got a lot of parts I've got to put up for sale. So I said the B18 swap, if anyone's interested, I can even do a deal if you want me to fit that in your car. I can do some sort of deal for you, drop me a message. Yeah, I can get that fitted for you, no problem. So it'd be sort of a drive in, drive out really. I've got some other bits to do as well. I'm just trying to jumble everything. I've got to take my wheels to get the slicks fitted as well. Got to get the trailer fitted, sorted, ready to drive. So much to do still, guys, but the main thing's done. She's driving off her own power and she feels okay, to be fair. I was expecting it to be like a bit rickety on the way out, but it felt better than I thought. So yeah, happy really. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. Listen, we're banging on 2,000 now. I think I've got about 5 more to get, 5 more subs to hit 2,000. So come on, skip that 2,000, then get 2,500. Once hit 2,500, I'm gonna drop out a giveaway for people. Maybe some new parts like last time or whatever, maybe some stickers, maybe my sponsor might chuck a little thing in again, who knows. But 2,500, I'm gonna give a little giveaway, and then 5,000, 10,000, 25,000, so on. Yeah, I've got big goals. People think, this guy ain't never gonna get there. Trust me, I'm gonna get there. Remember, Booster Boy started like this. I remember that all back in the day, the first video, like 2012 or whatever, I've been all the way back there to watch it, and no subscribers, no nothing. So nah, they're clocking over, I think, about 900k, or they're going for 1 million now. And yeah, and look, Carl's expanding from, well, fair play to him. Love what he's doing, love what he's done. PFI speed as well. Look what they've done, do you know what I mean? They've just grown and grown and growing. Unfortunately, I'm a one-man band, so I do everything myself. Obviously, I have a little bit of advice. Whenever I have advice, I always shout out the person on my channel to big them up who's ever helped me, but everything's done on my own, so I can't say nothing, you know. It's all done off my own back, at my own pace, at my own speed, at my own pocket. So let's let this channel grow, guys. It has grown massive, so we're about to hit 2,000. Thank you everyone who supported the channel, who drops me messages, who subscribed. So yeah, look forward to the next one, guys. I tell you, next one we're gonna be proper finishing it up. So sorry for these long episodes. I thought instead of doing 10, 20 parts like I used to, I thought I'd just drop some longer episodes and see how it goes. Obviously, I'm mixing it up and see what you guys prefer best. I've tried to do some time lapse in this as well. Hope you've enjoyed that. See you again soon. Make sure you're there for the next one. Hit that notification bell. Make sure if you're not subscribed, just subscribe. It helps me out big time, and also there's plenty of content coming for you. Take care. See you soon.